Please help me welcome Molly for our table topic master.
Good evening, everyone. I came up with a couple of topics, so we'll see how one takes off, and I have another one if we need to use it as well. The first one is, are you a make your bed every morning kind of person or not? And why?
I am one of those people that kind of grabs the sheets and big cover at the end and slings it up over the pillows and tugs the lumps out of it and make sure the dog isn't rolled up in the cover somewhere and cause the bed made. Now, my wife is the exact opposite. She wants it all nice and neat. And I can try for 25 years. I'll never make hospital corners to her satisfaction. I always put the wrong flap over the right flap or whatever it is, but it's not right. As cold weather creeps up on us, though, we all have the benefit of that great big heavy quilt. And all we do is cover up the mess, kind of beat the lumps out of it, and we're done. Back to you, Miss Topic Master.
Name one thing that is on your bucket list and share with us why.
I did have a bucket list. After I did my dive in Australia, I thought, I'd like to go to Micronesia and dive around and do some diving there. And then we got a new member from Tokyo. And getting to know this person, I've decided that I want to go to Japan on my bucket list. I want to go see that country. I've been to China, loved Australia, but I think now I want to go to Japan and I want to meet our newest member who forgot to restart the timer, so I'm making up a little bit of time. Generally speaking, though, I try and do everything. I don't really have a bucket list. I try and do everything I can beforehand. Thank you, Mrs. Table Topics.
Thank you, Bert. Who else would like to share with us something on your bucket list? Okay, thank you. Marianne?
I'd like to tell you a story of a bucket list made long ago. My sister and I, when we were in our early teens, made a list of everything we could possibly think of that we would ever want to do in the whole wide world, things that were totally impossible. And we made this list and we set it away. And about 5 or 6 years later, found it. Well, we had done absolutely everything on the bucket list. They included things like going to Budapest, Hungary, and meeting family that we never thought we'd ever meet and that spoke a language that we never thought we'd ever know. It was a great time. We got to learn some Hungarian by taking walks with our young cousins and pointing at things. Tree, fa, bug, bogar. Different words like that. And of course, we learned a lot of the food words. It was really awesome. Since then, I've gotten to do things that were on my bucket list, like go to Japan. I highly recommend it. I had the privilege of being there for 3 weeks and doing many of the traveling around in the ryokan, seeing the ryokans and being on the Shinkansens and really loving that time, meeting a wonderful, joyful people. I almost made it to Thailand, which was also on my bucket list. I made it to Singapore, but the cruise we were supposed to go on to go to Thailand and Vietnam and all things like that got canceled by COVID the day before we were going to go. So I still have a few things that are on my later bucket list. I encourage you to definitely make a bucket list, travel being high on the list, but many other things as well. And follow through on it because you will be glad you did. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. And how wonderful that you were able to look back and see that you had accomplished everything on your first bucket list. That's great. Back to you, Andrew.